The cross stands as the final authority that no evil exists that God cannot turn into a blessing. This is the power of the God that we serve. It is a mystery to the world how God will show forth his glory on the cross. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. God is working on the things we suffer to bring light out of darkness, joy out of pain, life out of death. This is the great mystery of God, to transform the cross you bear into an object of glory. We must offer all of our suffering to the transforming power of God. A man was born blind. The disciples asked Jesus who did sin, the man or his parents. Jesus responded, neither of them has sinned, but for the glory of God to be made manifest. In John chapter 9 verse 1 to 3. Many times when in the midst of trouble we may ask, why this sickness? Why pain? Why loneliness? Why should I bear a cross? Jesus offers a very different perspective on the question of suffering, and that is, what will God do with my sickness? What will he do with my pain to show forth his redeeming power? How will God bring good out of the evil I have suffered? How will God bring joy out of pain? Let us, through the power of faith, trust God to work it out. The strategy in crisis is not ours, it is God's. In every way, we must acknowledge the will of God. If we seek his direction, God will reveal what steps to take, what course of action to follow. God is working through our circumstance to perform his word in bringing you out of whatever crisis you face. The desire of God for your life is always peace and the gift of grace. As we seek the Lord in prayer, we know that he hears and will answer. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart. Jeremiah 29 verse 10 to 14. The temporal is just the instrument of the eternal. Joseph is an example of how God can use your circumstance to show forth his glory. Joseph was hated and envied by his brothers. They cast him into an empty pit to die. God redeemed the life of Joseph by allowing the Ishmaelites to take him into Egypt as a slave. Potiphar saw that God was with Joseph and the Lord had made him prosper. From the house of Potiphar, he went into prison because of a false charge on the grounds of rape. In prison, God was with Joseph and showed him mercy, gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Joseph would use his gift even in prison to the glory of God. Pharaoh made Joseph lord of his house and ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. The cross is where we wait for the hope that is against all human hope. We have this hope by faith. I can safely trust my life in the hands of God, for he knows what is best for me. No circumstance is beyond the power of God. There is no pain that heaven cannot feel, no sickness that Jesus cannot heal. Nothing can stop the will of God for your life. In all these things, we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. In all the pain, in all the suffering, in all our circumstances, in all the things we are going through, remember that we are more than conquerors through Jesus Christ that loved us. When I am in the midst of trouble, I will trust in his power to keep me because he loves me. And when you are in the midst of trouble and pain, beloved, I will encourage you to trust in his power, to trust in his ability, to trust in his presence, to trust in him, for he has the power to keep you because he loves you. Trusting in Jesus in the midst of trouble. God bless you. Amen.